Welcome to Gamble with Jimmy. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to play some Baccarat, and I am a professional craps player and a professional Baccarat player. I also dabble with roulette, but my biggest winning games are Baccarat and craps. I have a successful YouTube channel. I've only been doing YouTube for about 15 months. I have a lot of support from the people who watch me, and I've had a lot of support from the community that has supported the channel by going to gamblewithjimmy.com and purchasing my Baccarat training and my craps training. I also have strategies on there available as well. Now, in this episode, you're going to be able to watch me navigate the game of Baccarat and teach you some tips that I use to beat this game. Now, Baccarat is a 50% game. You do not lose on a tie. So it's either banker or player. That's it. Now, there's a lot of people going around claiming that casinos are cheating in Baccarat. Well, maybe that's a possibility. Obviously, with technology, they do have the capability of doing that. But I could assure you that not all casinos cheat. Now, I would not recommend that you play online. If you are going to play online, I would probably go with a live dealer, and I would probably use a reputable company like the Hard Rock Casino or maybe something like FanDuel. Those particular outfits probably are going to give you a fair game. I personally am not a big fan of online gambling. I do think that especially if they're set up in different areas, you might be subject to, inside cheating. It's very possible. So if you're doing it at a local casino, you're probably going to get a fair game unless you're in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is kind of known for cheating. So stick to the bigger companies that have a good reputation, like the Hard Rock Casino. That's who I would recommend. All right, so this is how it's going to work. Basically, when I show you how to beat this casino here, I can't unfortunately give you all of the advice and the biggest tips and tricks that I do, because obviously I have a Baccarat training program. But the only thing I could tell you is that if you purchase that training and you listen to me through that training, there is no ifs or buts about it. You will know that I'm the real deal. You will know that what you just received was way worth the small price that I charged. You literally can make it in one bet of what I'm charging. I have one of the lowest. I've had tons of people that have ordered my product that tell me I'm charging way too low and that they've paid a lot of money and that was the best training they ever received. So I make my money by playing as a player like you. So I'm already happy. I'm just happy to share it. I do get a little bit for it, but I'm not looking to charge a lot of money. Okay, so let's get started. And this is how it's going to work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at the shoe, and we only have one here. Okay, so what I always recommend that when you're starting off, you're going to be about the 33 to 33% mark is where you would want to come in. Now, if you do get my Baccarat training, it won't matter as much because of what we're doing. I cannot tell you what we're doing in this video, but you can start at the beginning if you have watched and paid for my training, okay? In this particular case, we're going to go ahead and deal the shoe just to get an idea of what the shoe is telling us it's doing, okay? At that 33% mark, we have a really good indication of what we're doing. And what we're looking to do is make our money between the 33% to the 50% of the shoe. Never, ever, ever am I playing a whole shoe at a casino. Never. You want to be, a Baccarat is a game you want to be in and out. You do not want to play long. You do not want to play for comps. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is you winning your money and going home. My training also covers the bet sizing, and it preaches to you over and over about taking money and not doing incorrect bet sizing and looking for key trigger spots where we can take advantage of the shoe. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a look now and see where we're at. And wow, did we come into the perfect time, okay? The perfect opportunity for us, okay? So what we're going to do is you're going to learn something really quick. I didn't expect you to pick up on this so quickly. So we're going to learn tip number 1, and that is just simple math. It's just simple math. You always have to look at Baccarat as a heads and tails game or a sports betting game. Okay, if with sports betting, it's 50-50, right? You pick one team, you win or you lose. With a flip of a coin, heads or tails. So in this particular case, what if I was to say to you, well, I'll bet you, we'll call blue, we'll call player, we'll call that tails, okay? You can obviously see that tails has won all these in a row. It's won a lot in a row. In other words, it's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times where player has not lost. Might have tied, but it did not lose. Okay? So you have not had a banker win in 8 flips of a coin. So this right here is a really, really easy way for you to win 1 out of 4. And that's one of the things I preach on, is that we're playing a 50% game and you only have to win 1 out of 4, which is 25%. You could even get away with 1 out of 5, but it would be a more stressful game. Okay? Now, the tips that I give you in the training changes everything. What I'm giving you today is good advice, but I'm limited to what I can share. You have to want to upgrade your game and start winning some money in 2025 and make some money and put some effort into it. Okay? Knowledge is power. So let's go ahead and what is going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Banker is going to win 1 out of the next 4. That's what's going to happen. Okay? So what we would want to do is we have 2 options in this particular case. We can go ahead and wait for the switch to go to banker, and then we'll attack banker. Or you could just say, well, I'm going to try to time it right now and just go with banker. My advice is to wait for the switch, because momentum is a real thing. It's a real thing with the universe. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wait. Okay, that's a 7-7 tie. So look at, now this right here, we would have won $1,200 on this hand on a $25 bet. There is a bet at the casino called the Blazing 7, and you would have just won on a 7-7 tie. Each side has to have 2 cards and 2 cards, or 3 cards and 3 cards, 7-7 tie. If you have a 3 cards here and 2 cards here, or 3 cards here and 2 cards here, and it's both 7-7 tie, you do not win. Each side has to have the equal amount of cards. Okay? That pays, this with 2 cards, it pays you 50 to 1. If this was 3 cards and 3 cards, 200 to 1. That's correct. That's a lot of money. $25 bet would have won $5,000. On this particular case, a $25 bet would win $1,200. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue and look. So look at all these ties here. Okay, look at all these ties. So we're going to go ahead and just redo it. Okay. Okay, now look, we have a banker win. It's just like I told you. I knew that banker was going to win 1 out of the next 4. All right, so what we're going to do now that the momentum has changed, the momentum started changing right here with all these ties, okay? But boom, now we have that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and just take advantage of simple math. we're gonna go ahead and say, well, oh, and by the way, so far this is a drop board. This so far would be qualified as a drop board. So how do we determine what is a drop board and what is a chop board? Well, a chop board is any time that you have less than 4 that come down. Less than 4, less than 4, less than 4, less than 4, less than 4 so far. This is pending. Okay, technically, this would be considered less than 4. So I'm leaning more towards a little more towards a drop board because you are seeing patterns of drops. So the way that we're playing, the way that I'm going to teach you to play on this particular video that you're getting as a bonus is I'm going to teach you how to protect yourself on how we play. So what we do is when we see this come down to 3, we no longer go with the chop. We always play a chop system. Everything's a chop system, except when this comes down 3 times, we go with the winner here. So for example, right here, we wouldn't have, right here we would have, and we would have lost. But then we would have won here, okay? We would have lost, and we would have won here. We would have lost, we would have lost, we would have won. Okay, now here, when we got to here, we would have went with the winner, and we would have won. We would have went with the winner and tie. We would have went with the winner, and we would have lost. Now, in this particular scenario, we change our strategy because we're playing math now and saying banker is going to win 1 out of 4. Banker's going to win 1 out of 4. The chances of this being player and coming down 3 or 4 in a row will only happen 10% of the time. We have a 90% chance of winning in this particular situation. How do I know that? From experience. Anytime that you go, you tell me every single time that you see a long run, it switches, and then another long run by the same side. That is mathematically almost impossible. It's just like flipping a coin. If you bet, if this is tails, and you win all these in a row with tails, and then it switches to heads, you really think the tails is going to win 6, 7, 8 in a row again? If that happens, there's something wrong. If that continues to happen at your casino, that means that they are setting up the decks, or they're changing the cards in the shuffler that is randomly moving those cards. If you see that, okay, that would be a casino cheating. All right. If you consistently see that, if it happens once in a while, it doesn't mean they're cheating. It's just a coincidence. It's that 10% that I'm sharing with you. 10% of the time what will happen. So let's go ahead and bet. And what we want to do is we want to start our bets. If we're normally betting $25 a hand, and then if we lose, we're going to 50, and then if we lose, we're going to 150. You'll learn bet sizing in my training. But what we're going to do is we're going to start a little higher than our normal bet of $25 a hand because of our situation. We want to make a little bit of money. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and bet that banker is going to win 1 out of 4. It's just too many times it's lost, okay? So we're going to go 1 out of 4 for banker. Okay, we hit the first one. Now, it's always nice when you hit the first one, but I want to tell everybody, you don't have any control whether you're going to win or lose that hand. We're not psychics, okay? We're just playing math is what we're doing. Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching Gamble with Jimmy. I just wanted to show you how to go and support the channel. Go to gamblewithjimmy.com. When you're on the website, basically what you're going to do, you could either hit the shop store or you could hit the training options. So if you like the craps training, you would click on that. If you like the Baccarat, but you can accomplish the same thing by clicking the shop store. Once you get to the shop store, select which one you want. Okay, so you can get it from there as well. All right, so let's say you wanted to order the Baccarat training. It'll give you the price, which is $99. Basically, you get 3 videos. You can read about it and get started that way. So, again, guys, I appreciate all your support that you guys do on the channel. And let's get back to the video. That's what I teach is play math, money management, and I know all the tips and tricks of the game. So we're playing math. So what we're doing is we're going to win sometimes on that first opportunity there. And then sometimes we're going to lose and have to go to the second one and to the third one. And then in the training, I also teach you stop losses for when you run into certain problems, okay? All right, so we're going to go and look at the history, and sure enough, we did get the banker win. The momentum switched. The math makes sense that banker's going to win occasionally on a 50% game. So all we did was recognize that mathematical situation, and we went for it. Now, had this been blue, blue, and blue 3 times in a row, we would have hit a stop loss. We would have been like, this backfired on us. We lost from that 10%. We were favored 90%, 10% happened. Could it happen? Sure. It's just not always going to happen to you. Okay. It's just the way it is. And because of that, we're up almost $100. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our chop system. This is not a drop. It has to be 3 in a row. If it's not 3 in a row, we're playing the chop. There's nothing to think about. All these people who play with they look like a deer in a headlight, where they don't know what to do. It usually happens when you see people losing. I'm going to get a sip of coffee. Bear with me. You get that look at people's face when they start losing. They don't know what to do. They're looking for help. They're trying to bet anything that they see somebody that has a mojo going on where that person is winning. They're like, I'm going to bet what he bets. Anything he bets, he's winning. I'm betting what he does. Now, guys, believe it or not, that works. Believe it or not, it works. Because I'm going to share something with you, like real quick, is if you ever see somebody's playing and they can't win to save their life, they're just having one of those days where they're just getting destroyed. Every single thing they pick, it's the opposite side. Whatever they pick, bet the opposite. Whatever they pick, bet the opposite. It works. Okay? Unfortunately, we're taking advantage of somebody's misery, but it works. Do not bet what they bet. Bet the opposite. If you see somebody who's on a win streak, maybe you start betting what they bet. Okay? Now, if you do my training, you're not caring who's winning, who's losing. You're not the person that's going to be the deer in the headlight, doesn't know what to do, looking around for help, and starts betting what other people bet. We don't do that. Okay? We don't do that. We would immediately be betting player here with no hesitation. I'm always the first person to put the bet out. Okay? So notice that I go with only $25. Okay? Okay, we're going to get that victory, and we're going to say, okay, there it is. We're going to go with the chop. This is not 3 down. We're going to go with the chop. We're going to go with banker, and we're only going to do a quarter. Okay, we're going to get the win 3-2. We don't need to look at the board. We know that's the first win for banker, so we're going to go with the chop. Okay, we win again on another chop. We're going to go with the chop. If it ain't broke, don't fix it in this game. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, we're going to lose there. Okay, now we don't have to look at the board. That is the first victory for banker. You immediately put your money out on player, but you lost 25, and now you're going to 50. You want the 25 back, and you want 25 for your trouble. Okay, now we want to look at the board because we know something's changed. And what's changed? Bankers won 3 in a row. How do we know that? Because we're losing. When you play a chop and you're losing, you know one side is winning. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go with the winning side. Okay, we're going to go with the winning side. All right. So we're going to say banker, and we're going to do $100 here on banker. We're going to get the win 6-5. And then banker has won all these in a row. So we're going to stay with the winner. We want to be a part of the run, okay? We want to be a part of the momentum. However, what are we going to do? We're going to go down to a quarter. And we're going to ride this roller coaster as long as we can. Now, what's happening? What are you thinking about right now? You know you're winning, but what's really going through your mind? Opportunity with player. That's what should be going through your mind right now. We have opportunity with player coming up. And in the meantime, we're just going to keep riding the winning wave. And there it is. Just keep riding the winning wave. Okay, and now it's changed, okay? I'm going to look at the history, and there you go. You're in a mathematical situation where I told you you're going to be favored by 90%. If you see your local casino who keeps having situations like this happen, and then it changes, and then the same color comes down again, and it keeps doing that, they are purposely doing that by cheating if that keeps happening. Because now, if you notice that they're doing that, then you could take advantage of them cheating. You could just start betting the one that's winning. Okay? You always can test a casino if they're cheating. You can always test that. You want to know the best way to beat a casino that's cheating in Baccarat? And I'm not saying all casinos cheat, but you want to know the best way to do it? It's real simple. Bet the side with the least amount of money. If you feel the casino's cheating, all you have to do, even without you betting, all you have to do is pay attention to every single time that people put more money on one side. If you see the side that has more money on it multiple times and that side wins, the casino is not cheating. Even though if you trust your casino, I never recommend that you play solo or with one or two players. I always recommend you play on a full table, okay? All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to go with player. Player, come on. Heads, 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 heads. Finally a tails. Tails needs some wins. So we're going to bet that this wins 1 out of 4, okay? And we're going to start it off with 100 on player. Easy money, people. Easy money, people. Okay? Now, like I explained to you guys, this is just a little tease of what I can teach you, okay? I'm going to be completely honest with you. There's a lot of haters out there. There's a lot of people. I'll share something with you, and it's related to craps, okay? This is actually very important. I used to, like I said, I've only had my YouTube channel for about 15 months as of right now. From the date of this video that's posted, I've only had my YouTube channel for about 15 months. And I don't have very many subscribers. I only have about 7,000 subscribers. Okay, so it's a small channel, very small channel, very loyal channel. Okay, because people, when they hear me, when they watch me, they recognize that I'm very wise when it comes to gambling. I give great advice when it comes to gambling because I'm a very successful gambler. I've made a lot of money in gambling, and I'm at that point now where I'm giving back. I'm retired. I gamble and that's it. So when I was first doing my YouTube channel, I did these videos where I would show me playing craps. And I used to have people, don't listen to this guy. He doesn't even know the proper bets on the 6 and the 8. So for example, if the proper bet was $24 and I put 21, I would hear it not only from one person, I would literally hear it from 100 people in one video. So I got to the point where it became too negative for me. Even though I was a great craps player, and what happens on the 6 and the 8, it's called caps, and because I play at such high levels of the game as far as bet sizing, a lot of the caps I would get wrong on the dollar amounts, but I never would worry about it. Why? Because when I'm at the casino, the dealers who I tip really well always take care of that for me. I didn't sit there and try to analyze the correct, a little perfect bet every single time I went to do a 6 and 8, because for most people, they're only reaching levels of $12, or I'm sorry, yeah, $12, $24, $30, $60, $90, $120. And then that's it for them. With me, I go up to levels of 230, 360, 340, whatever. So, 600. So my levels are constantly changing. So I rely on the dealer to put the correct bet for me, and then they give me the change. Well, all of these people would make comments like, "This guy doesn't even know the proper bet. Don't listen to him." Well, that's coming from just trolls and people that don't know who I am, the capability that I have, the brain, the mind, the creativity that I have from the experience that I have in gambling. And they have no idea of how successful I am and how much I win every year. They have no clue. And all they do is say negative things and hate things. And what happens is it made me have to, monitor these comments from these people. So people out there, even on this video, are going to say, I already know what they're going to say. He's playing a simulator, play for real money, do this, that. So I get this every day. And one of the things that I'll share with you is don't listen to people. Remember, these were people that were telling me this, and I am the number one craps player in the world. I have made more money and consistently can make a living in craps where I haven't lost in craps in over a year, over 500 sessions. Nobody on the planet can do that. I am different when it comes to craps. When it comes to Baccarat, it is a little more difficult to consistently beat the casino every single time you play. However, I win a lot of money in this game. I don't say that I'm the number one player in Baccarat in the world, but I'm at one of the highest levels that you can achieve. And the advice that I'm going to give you, not only for free in this video, but especially in the training, you will not be disappointed. And when you listen to it and when you actually are somebody who watches it, there's never a time that you would ever say anything negative, ever, because you're going to understand that this guy is the real deal. He's given me the best possible advice that he could give, and he cares, because a lot of the advice that I give is money management and bet sizing and telling you over and over to take the profits when you're playing. If you don't have a bankroll built up and you're not playing on the house money, you better be in and out when they give you money. I don't want to hear that you can't win and that the casino has the advantage. It is not true. You have the advantage. You're playing a 50-50 game, and when you win, are you leaving? Anybody to blame when you lose that profit and you lose some of the money you bought in for is yourself. Okay, let's play a little more and we'll end this video. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to the chop. We don't see 3 drops here. We're going to go back to the chop. We're only going to do a quarter on banker. Okay, now this is a perfect example of what I was teaching you about the Blazing 7. There is no Blazing 7 victory. Yes, it's 7-7, but one side has 3 cards, one side has 2. We're just going to redo it. Okay, so we're going to lose there. Okay, we're going to lose there. We did the chop. Okay, now this is not 3 in a row. The middle one was a tie. So you only count this one, and this one is 2 wins. So you will play a chop on banker, and you will go up to get your quarterback and win a 25. You have to have a risk versus a reward. Okay, a 9-9 tie. So we're going to repeat the bet. And there's our victory. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and end the session with a $400 victory. Easy money. Okay, so guys, go ahead and go to gamblewithjimmy.com. Get your Baccarat. You won't be disappointed. If you guys want the craps training, anything you guys want on the video, on the website, it supports the channel. That's how the community gives back for me, for always giving you guys great videos and putting a lot of time and effort into it. And these videos and what I'm teaching you, you're doing it for you. You're not doing it really for me. You're helping me, but you're really doing it for you. And I don't blame you. Okay? If I had somebody that could give me the knowledge that I know back when I used to be a losing player and I had to lose and I had to lose and I had to figure it out on my own, I could have saved thousands and thousands of dollars if I had a mentor like myself. So I wish that I did, but now I'm your mentor and I can help you tremendously, okay? So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch me. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you like the content, I would love to have you aboard Gamble with Jimmy as a subscriber. If you don't want to believe me, you think I'm a con artist, you think I'm a scammer, think what you want. Just be respectful if you try to make a comment, because if you make any negative comment towards me whatsoever, I don't allow people in my life that are negative. I'm a positive person. I'll always be a positive person, and I'm here to help people, and that's all I got to say. Okay, guys, let's have a great year for 2025, and I'll see you on the next video.